Hey everyone, we're Chris and Sandy with the Chris and Sandy Show, where we get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I said on every episode, we got a great one for you. Who do we have?
We're excited to welcome Bizz Bigsby, a multi-talented artist whose roots run deep in North Nashville. His debut single, Here in This Town, dropped in June, and a full album is coming out September 19th.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell us about your album that's going to be coming out in September.
The album is called Here in This Town, and it's I grew up in, like it says, I grew up in North Nashville, and when they were actually building the Interstate 40 through our city, and they went through our community and through our neighborhood, and like so many cities that time in the country, it just completely ruined the neighborhood. It shut out probably 20 cross streets.
Oh, wow.
So the entire neighborhood. So I think the first people to have to shut down were the local doctors, and then the dentists, and then stores, and so. But that happens all over. So it always affected me. And so I wrote this song called Here in This Town, which is about pretty much that. Big business and the government just coming through and saying, okay, we need this for what we want. And it's funny because when I started talking to other people about it, it has happened in just about every major city at one point or the other.
Yeah.
Even rural cities now, they just decided they want it, and it's theirs. So we had the album just about done, and I woke up one morning about 4 o'clock, and I had these 4 chords in my head, and I couldn't get them out. And, you know what I mean? And I called my co-writer, Guitar Phil. I'm like, dude, I can't sleep. We work on this song. It's just stuck in me. And so we wrote it, put it on the album, changed the name of the album, and that's actually how it became Here in This Town. The song wasn't even born. We were about to put the album out, which was so very proud of this.
Awesome.
That is awesome. So let's go back, and when I say back, way back, because your story fascinates me, because I've been through 19 years of addictions myself.
Wow.
And been healed. God healed me almost 18 years ago now.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I've read a lot of your story. So take us back to your childhood, because I think that's a great place to start a little bit, and just tell us about how you grew up and how that influenced what you do today.
Okay. I grew up in my grandmother and great aunts, who were 3 sisters, raised me. My mom, well, first of all, my father was on this show called Night Train. Which
I remember that.
I've heard of Night Train.
R&B show. It actually came before Soul Train. It was
wow.
I remember Soul Train. I don't know if I
Soul Train came from Night Train.
Okay, got it.
Blackwell took the idea up to Chicago to Don Cornelius, because these kids were in Nashville doing this R&B show. This was in the 1960s.
Wow.
And I still have footage of my dad, like black and white. It wasn't even color then. And he was 19, I think, 20. Wow. Well, no, he was older than that, because I was 4 and I was born. So he's like 23. And I remember my grandmother. I don't remember a lot about. Of course, we don't remember a lot about being 4. But I remember my grandmother telling me they would let me stay up late on Friday nights. It came on Friday nights at 10 o'clock. And that's your dad. And I can remember in my head going, I want to do that. That looks like that's a lot of fun. He looks like he's doing splits and twirling around and the horns. And Jimi Hendrix was actually in the band on that show.
Wow.
And I can so I grew up wanting to follow that. At the same time, my mom, they had me when they were kids, right? So they're kids, kids, when you know better, you do better. So I was raised by my grandma and the great aunt. And when I was 11, I started using drugs. And
wow.
I always felt, and to be perfectly honest, I always felt like I didn't belong.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was me.
And they were always out doing their thing. And like, if when you're a kid, if your parents aren't paying you any attention, you assume there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know, so you're walking around. I'm like, well, you know, I'm broken. I don't know, and so I started smoking weed at 11.
Wow.
And from there it just spiraled. But my grandmother, my great aunt, they did nothing but pour love in me. That's all they knew. None of them were married. They didn't know. And they're trying to raise this little boy, this rock-head, hard-headed boy, you know, in this house full of women. They don't really know what to do or how to do it. But I always wanted to do music. I always wanted to see, and I think it was just put into my spirit at an early age because I saw my dad doing it. And
was there ever an aha moment where you thought, wow, this could work for me?
When I was 9, and we were watching, and I think it's in the Bible. I was watching Ed Sullivan, and I'm dating myself. I'm not a young guy at all. No, I'm watching Ed Sullivan one Sunday night, and the Jackson 5 were on there. They were all the same age, right? So Michael was 9, I was 9, and I remember seeing these kids on the show. I'm like, okay, kids are doing this. I can do this. That Monday morning, I went to school and started a band. And at 9, we're doing Jackson 5 stuff, and we're rehearsing at my house after school every single day, and we were chasing that. And it actually worked for a while. I mean, we were going to high schools and winning talent shows, and I felt like the Beatles because we were like we were in the high school talent show, and the kids are chasing us, and we're jumping in the van, and we're driving like, wow, this is really cool. You know, we're like 10, I don't know. But that's when I thought in my head, okay, I can do this. I can make a living doing this. It's funny because my aunts wanted me to be a lawyer. Like, you'd be an awesome litigator because you just talk all the time. But I'm like, no, I want to do music. I just want to do music. Plus, it's really hard to go to law school if you're like drugged out all the time. That doesn't work.
And musicians, a lot of them are drugged.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of gravitating over to the people that did like free drugs. So, you know, that I grew up wanting to do music, and I was doing music all my life. Before going to school, going to college, but still doing music. And then when I was little, my mom got shot, and I remember I'm 4 years old. I'm 4 or 5 years old, and she was knocking on the door, and they didn't believe her, and they opened the door, and she fell in the door. I remember seeing this. I remember saying to myself, I probably don't need to be seeing this. Wow. You know, it's funny as a kid, you don't really know. Yeah. You know what you don't need to see. You know, like I don't feel comfortable in this space. And all of that were pieces of who I ended up becoming. Yeah. I'm very, very I'm very spiritual. I mean, God guides, because God's the only thing that got me out of the addiction.
Yep. Same here.
You know what I mean? I tried it. I was gonna be hard-headed. I'm like, well, I might stop everything else, but I'm always smoke weed. You know, I'm just making my own rules. And my son, and let me know if I'm bouncing around because it's just hit me and I'm talking. But my son, who is 24 now, and I'm 12 years clean. So the first 12 years of his life, he saw me in addiction.
Oh wow!
The last 12 years, he's seen me not just in abstinence, but in recovery. Totally
seen the change.
Yeah. People don't understand. Recovery is not the same as not using. I think a lot of people need a 12-step program in their life. They just don't know it. Right? So we got to the point where I was trying to stay clean and trying to stay clean and trying to stay clean, and I couldn't. And one night I just had a real bad episode, and I literally I had just bought him a MacBook Pro for school, and I literally took it out the house and pawned it.
Wow.
And I remember him saying as I was leaving, just let him have it. Everything is that you hit rock bottom. You know, Chris, you know the story. You hit rock bottom, and that's when you Well, my rock, I didn't lose the house and the family and the kid, but I did. The second I lost my son's respect.
Yeah, that's important.
That was it for me. Because my dad wasn't in my life a lot, right? So I was going to stop that. I'm going to stop that generational. We're going to change that. You're going to see what it's like to have a father. And that day, I stayed out on it. When I came back, I went to rehab, and I've been clean ever since. So all of those stories are on this album. All of those songs are about those days in my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's why the album was totally different. It was named something totally different. Right? And then all of a sudden the song comes up about like growing up in North Nashville with the interstate cutting through, which has nothing to do with any of the rest of the songs. But it's every song on here though, honestly, people that have heard it before we released it, someone feels every song, because everybody pretty much, the soup is the same. Like we're all in different bowls, but the soup is the same. Everybody do things and everybody has problems, and so people relate to honesty. I used to wouldn't be honest about it. I was embarrassed. You don't want people to know your dark past and your secrets and that. And then all of a sudden, God told me one day, the reason I took you through this is so you could tell people this isn't about you. This is about,
because your obedience breaks their chains.
Yes. Wow. That's really good, man. Is that yours? Can I use that? That's obedience breaks their chains. Because that is awesome.
That's one of the things I've learned through my addictions and all that is your obedience is always tied to somebody else's breakthrough.
Yes. Wow. Oh. Wow. I just see now I want to interview you. I'm like, man, keep talking. No, it's so true though. And I realized that the more I tell, the freer I become.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like I keep taking, every time I tell a story about what I've gone through, what I've been through, it seems like another rock just comes out of my backpack and it just gets lighter to carry around. I do this.
I'm writing a book called Rising from the Ruins.
Wow.
Because again, it's all, and the whole theme is based around like the ruins of real estate and all that. So the theme is around that, but my story in it.
Wow. I will be one of the people that will buy that book as soon as it comes out. I already want to read that. That is awesome, man. I kind of do the same thing. I have a show at a jazz club in Nashville called Police. And we've sold that show out for the last 7-8 months because I'm just telling my stories and I'm singing. It's like a 4-piece band, and people seem to relate to it. And it's really getting to the point where we sell it out really quickly. And I feel really good because every month someone comes up to me and tells me how this made a difference. And they're going to bring their kid back. Because when you're going through it, you think you're the only one that's really gone through it.
Yeah.
Bad. And when you hear stories,
then you find out, everybody goes through this.
Right. I wasn't even as bad as that guy, that guy, man. Like I literally drove a car in reverse.
Wow.
To go get drugs because the drive didn't work. So we were fixing on the car and it didn't work. So it only reverse works. So I went, you know what? If it works, I reversed all the way on the other side of town.
Oh, wow.
Back in reverse. So if you can be that, you can top it. It's not like we're trying to top stuff, but the point is that someone will go, okay, if he went through that and I'm sitting here watching him do these songs, then I can break free of these too. That's kind of why I do it.
And sometimes you got to be careful too, because I see people post on Facebook all the time where they have deep trauma from their past, and they want to put them on a pedestal and almost make it look like if your trauma doesn't match their trauma, then you should just suck it up. But people don't understand. Everybody has their own demons. They all have their own trauma.
Yes.
And I'll be honest, I didn't want to tell my story for a while because I'm like, although my story has a lot of roughness in it, it's not like a lot of people's stories who I heard. And because of that, it would make me showing back, well, why would people want to listen to me? I don't want to listen to that person. And God had to set me down because I called you to reach certain type of people.
Yes, because you went. The thing about it was that rough to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're going through it, you're not thinking about what somebody else is going through. You just try to deal with what you're dealing with. So,
and my roughness was from age 17 to really within the last few years, even though I wasn't on alcohol and drugs anymore, but still mentally, I had to grow. So I've endured for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so although what's happened to me in the past, although I've had some roughness, other people can beat that. I've endured, you know.
Yes.
And I think that's probably a part of it. Is I will give hope to the people who have endured.
Yes, because there's so many people that have walked the same path that you walk, that they can relate to you. The thing about when you start sharing and when you start getting into these war stories and that kind of thing, the thing I used to always watch is, man, ego is really tricky.
Yeah.
It's really, and it'll pop up in places that you never thought about. Well, mine was worse than yours, and no, mine was worse. What are we talking about? Your ego is making you. I had more problems than you had, so I always try to check that every morning, and I try to make sure that when I tell my stories, I'm just being honest and true,
exactly,
and stay humble, because it literally has nothing to do with me.
And then when you flip the script, you got to be also, when you talk about the ego, you have to also be careful. Okay, God healed you.
Mm-hmm.
Now you move to this new life. Now you got to be careful that you're not like, when you see other people going through struggles, because I for a while, this was me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why can't they do this?
Yeah.
I did it. And you know, and you forget how many years it took me to get to that point, you know. And so then the ego flips the other way, and then now I think I'm in a content where I would rather just encourage somebody.
Yes. Yeah. I try to have empathy. That's really big for me. And I don't, honestly, I don't go to meetings a lot. Because and it's not because I'm so busy, because you make time for things you really need to do.
Yeah.
I go back sometime to talk about things, but I go a lot of times just to listen. And because sometimes you forget the pain.
Yeah.
And I know this is selfish, but you go back and you see newcomers walking in and go, oh my God, I remember it now. Because it never
remember day one.
When the distance is away from it, the pain doesn't seem to be as bad as it was then. It's like, oh man, it really wasn't that bad. Yes, it was. And so it's very true. The more you give it away, the more you keep it.
Yep. I love that. You know, a lot of people, they see let's go back to music a little bit now. A lot of people, they see the grind in what you do, but they don't, they see the glory in what you do, but they don't see the grind, the sacrifice, the tears, the struggle it takes to make it on any level of entertainment. And most people don't really talk about this, but on our show, we like to talk about it because I think it's the most important part. So take a few moments and just tell us about that side of it. How do you get through that? And what is the grind like?
The grind has changed over the years. Now the grind is my age, just doing things every day, 18 hours a day. Now it's just simply numbers. Oh God, I got to get up at 6 this morning. Man, that is that grind. But there is really no overnight success. The thing that's different now, and I'm starting to sound like my dad, which is scary. And my father and I are really, really close. I need to say this. We're really, really, really close. At one time we weren't. Because he lived his life, and his life was his music, and it wasn't me. And I had an issue with that. And so we're really, 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 really close. And, I used to, he tells me all the time, like, when you're doing what you're doing, nobody really sees the grind. They don't see the work. Nowadays, it freaks me out. The number one word that just baffles me is influencer. I don't know. How do you grind and be like at one time? And I'm not dissing influencers, because that's just where we are now. But I can remember getting up and working every day just trying to get music done and putting a band together, and drummer don't show up this week, and then you got to replace the drummer, and then you're trying to write, and now that you can't get the writing done because we're doing it at so-and-so's house, and it's just it never stops. But you have to do this because it's who you are. If you're doing it for the money, or you're doing it because music is not the way music used to be.
There's a lot less money in it.
You have to you do the music.
Really, the middle class is gone out of it.
No, there is no. You do it to get. I do music. I literally do this album to give it away. So people will know who I am. So they'll get to know me. So then we can start building a relationship. And then I do live shows. That's kind of how it works now. Unless you get lightning in a bottle and get like 10 million views on a car show. But, that's a beautiful thing. I don't really.
But see, nowadays, I know you're a little older, but nowadays, if you don't build the following, because again, like you're talking about the influencer, it's even more difficult for artists because you have to do everything that you said, but you also have this influencer part of what you do too now. Yes. So you really have to do even more, because I know I know that you were like trying to compare the influencer part, but really you're doing both now, because when you look at the artists, and I'm not talking about the big artists, I'm talking about the people that are rising, that are grinding it out. And then you look at their socials, and they're like 1 million followers here and 500,000 here. They work their tails off because they're not only doing what you have always done, but then they also now have to film 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day.
Yes.
So it's like a never-ending grind.
Yes, and that's the part that my team keeps fussing at me about. I'm not doing anything 3 times a day. I don't care what I'm eating for lunch. They don't care. And no, they do. And if they don't, just keep putting it in there and just keep
my car channel. You know how many videos I posted the last 3 years?
How many?
About 15,000.
Wow.
He has a lot of posting.
That's a grind in itself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's totally different.
But now I'm at 500,000 followers on that brand, and 250 million video views.
Wow. And so are you're still ascending?
Yeah.
But you still have to do the same grind work
in fact, that was something I've learned through this whole social media thing, that as you start the stuff, you'll learn this. But as you grow, I always thought the bigger you get, the easier it will get. It's actually the opposite.
Wow.
It's actually the bigger you get, the hard. Now, granted, I think once you get to a certain point, that changes. But I haven't gotten there yet.
People will start telling you, man, when is he gonna post? I'm trying to find him. It's funny because I remember when we first tried it. This was probably, I don't know, maybe 8, 9 years ago. So we go in the studio and we got all these songs, and I got these great writers, and I called some favors in. I got these great musicians, and so we're going in. My dad has a studio, so we go in the studio, and I don't have to pay for studio time. Really, I just have to pay for the engineer, but the engineer's using it like it's his studio, so I have to pay for the studio. But anyway, we're getting in, we're doing all this stuff, and I'm like, we're gonna kill. This is gonna be such a great record. So I'm gonna sell this CD for $10. And I'm gonna be happy. Like I'm gonna grind. Now we're gonna go out and do shows and grind these shows out. And I'm gonna sell these CDs for $10. And we do 3 shows a week, and we got 1,000 people. That's $10,000. Let's say we do half of it. That's $5,000 a show for the CD. And right in the middle of making the CD, when I went in to make it, we could sell it for $10. When I came out with a CD, that was Spotify. That was Apple Music. So they're like, I'm not buying it. I'm getting it free. I just give them like $13 a month. I can get all y'all's music for free. So now I'm standing here with like 1,000 CDs that I have nothing what to do with. And that's kind of it's perplexing.
It's a whole different world.
It's a whole, man. I'm telling you, the music we just give it away now. I do music so people can know who I am.
Most people say that a true artist makes their money on the road through merch and all that now.
And that's what I want to do. I mean, I like getting in front of people. My favorite part of the week, of the month, of the year, of when I'm in front of people. Now I've got 2 bands. Like I've got my own band, and we're talking about now. But I have a 10-piece R&B funk band, like with 3 horns and 2 female vocalists, and we're doing all this Motown stuff, and so I actually grind that out, and I go all over the country doing that for a long time. That's what my father did. He got off a night train, and he was smart because he put a band together. And he was on the road with a cat named Jackie Wilson. And he was like, man, he said, when I went on the road with Jackie Wilson, I realized I can't jump off speakers and do splits, and I better learn how to play an instrument. so he started this band, Jimmy Church. And so Pop was, I was with him for 5 years, and at those 5 years, he was actually Vogue magazine's #1 R&B band of the year. Like he was the #1 wedding corporate band in Vogue magazine. So we were traveling all over the world, really. I mean, he played for the royal family, and that's doing Motown.
Yeah,
like that's doing, you know what I mean? But that's never what I wanted to do. But I it's okay. But I just want to do my own music. But I eat with this. Like this is what feeds the other. So and I'm saying all that to say that band is easy to do because I'm playing songs people want to hear.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? When it
makes sense.
It's September by everybody, yeah, we love you, but it's somebody else's songs. That's an easy. But how far can you go doing that? Like, and that's not really what I want to do. Like, I want to get in front of people, and I want to do my music. That's all I ever wanted to do. It's this part is kind of difficult, getting to that level. And one thing I've learned, I know a friend of mine. I'm not gonna call his name, but he's got probably, I don't know, 500,000 followers. Did a show, and maybe it was 150 people there. So it's different building your.
It also depends on where your followers are, because you could do a show in one city, but if all your followers,
I just think it's smoke and mirrors, though. I think like it's easy to hit follow. But how many people are actually going to come see you?
Because some people, I've read stories to where they would say, I'm going to be at so-and-so this coming Friday. And too many people come.
Wow.
Where all of a sudden the police had to shut everything. I've seen several things where police had to shut things down because they were expecting 500 people and 5,000 people came.
Right. Then what do you do?
So it's that's one of them double-edged swords of social media.
You never know.
Media is great, but it's not great at times. It's just, it's one of them things. But you know what? 150 people, even that's 150 more people that he got in front of, though. That he wouldn't have if it weren't for his following.
And he's looking at it. He was about to jump off the bridge. Like, man, I'm like, dude, just calm down.
He thought more people would show.
A great show for the 150 people.
Exactly, because that'll double.
And that's how you go. Because he doesn't realize that. I think like you have to have when it comes time to be good, you have to be good. Because you have to be good before that, or you wouldn't get 200, 300, 400, 500 people at your show because they wanted to see you. Now it's 15-second videos, and you don't really know what you get when you go to the show.
Yeah, exactly. Until you and something else that I've learned with all this is, as you know, it takes a lot of people, not just you, and people see you, but they don't see the team around you. In our opinion, teams never get love, but on our show, they get some love. So take a few moments and tell us about the team that helps you do what you do.
I love you, Christy.
We love her too.
Man, Christy. I've got, and it's funny, the team is almost homegrown. I mean, it's Christy and it's Lee and I just got through talking to Lynn, and they're texting me as we're talking talking now. Like, how's it going? Everything okay? We need to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Donnie who follows us and does all the video shoots. And to be honest, none of this was working before then. Because I'm just sitting there in my apartment doing music. Nobody knew I existed. And they're like, you need a team. I'm like, no, we don't need a team. I don't want to post I don't want people in my business. They're like, just trust me. And yeah, Christy and Lee, all of those cats, Harriet, Guitar Phil. That's like 7, 8 people right there that I couldn't be doing any of this without them. And she believes in me. She literally believes in the music. That's a good feeling. You know what I mean? When it's not business, it's always business, but it's like I don't have to take a client that I don't want or believe in. I love what you're doing. I believe what you're doing. And so let's go do it. So that's I love y'all and thank y'all for believing in me.
Yeah, you know,
give me a chance to thank them because I never get to do that.
You know, speaking of teams, we have a third co-host, our little 13-year-old, and so she's gonna go get him.
Okay, is that little Chris?
Yeah. So while she's getting him, just tell us what's kind of next for you.
Well, we released here in this town. It's out. We just shot a video for the second single called 30 Minutes, which is a story in my life. It's like I need to leave 30 minutes before the devil walks through the door. And it's about going in, coming in, having a good time, but not staying a long time.
Yeah.
So we just shot the video for that. That just dropped Friday. And then the next song I'm really, really happy about. In the 6 weeks, we're going to do the third single, and then we'll just drop the whole album.
Oh, wow.
And the third song is called You Don't Love Me. And it's literally a letter that I wrote to Cocaine when I was 2 years old.
Wow.
Verbatim.
That should be good.
Yeah, and I just put it to music. And so it's co-produced by Little Chris, Young Chris. Hi, how you doing, bro?
All right.
Nice how are you?
You too. You doing good? All
You're
right.
doing everything, man. I'm like, you're doing a little sister, and then I'm seeing talents already.
Oh yeah.
I told him about your card thing earlier.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yes. You're about to get me to walk from music to cars, man.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely following in my footsteps for the car stuff because, again, he has 51,000 followers on his Hot Classic Rides.
Congratulations, 51,000 followers at 13.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
I told your dad, I feel like reversing this. I want to interview y'all. Y'all a lot more interesting than I am, man.
Definitely. Oh my God. All right. So, what's your favorite food?
Man, that's a good question. Fried chicken.
Oh.
My grandmother made the best fried chicken ever.
Yeah. All right. My favorite food is pizza.
It is. That was it was between that and pizza.
Yeah.
Because on the nights my grandmother didn't like to cook.
Oh my goodness.
We would go to Pizza Hut and just get the deep dish, extra cheese, super supreme. That was our thing.
Oh, that's good. All right, I got another question. So, what's one of the coolest experiences you've had on a journey so far?
Hanging out with Prince.
Oh wow!
That was kind of cool. That was really cool. We he was on the road with this guy named Rick James, and they were both touring. And I was a friend of Rick's, so I got to meet Prince and kind of hang out with him. That was a really cool experience.
Yeah, we had a really cool experience as our first trip to Nashville. In 2021, he was what 10,
around 9
or 10, somewhere in there. And so we were in Nashville. We checked into the hotel, and we parked downtown. So we're just now getting there. We get out of the car and we walk a little bit. We're in front of Honky Tonk Central, And this guy runs out and hands him a drumstick, saying the drummer wanted him to have this. So we thought that was pretty cool. We didn't realize it was about to happen. That was pretty cool. So we walk across the street, and we're in front of Dierks Bentley Row, and we're listening to some of the music there, because that was one thing I thought was the coolest thing, that you could just be on the sidewalk and hear all the different bands
everywhere. Yeah, there's 5 bands playing 5 different songs at one time.
That's really awesome. Yeah. So we're sitting there listening to this band. And the lady singer, she looks back and she sees the drumstick in his hand. And she jumps down and says, "How would you like to play the drums with us up on stage?"
Wow.
And so she pulls him through the window. And of course, I go through with it too, because I'm going to film this. Yes. And they put him with the guy that's playing the drums and have him just hit the drums while they're playing Summer '69.
Wow.
And that was our first time
experiencing Nashville an hour.
Not even an hour.
Man, I think y'all are God's favorites. Like, if he has favorites, y'all are in the top 5. That's awesome. Do you play drums?
A
little.
Really.
He wants to learn. Wouldn't that be a cool story if he learns to play drums?
Yeah, because I would tell that story before I hit one downbeat. I was like, this is why I play drums.
So he's got a story for drums. He's got a story for the car stuff. So whichever route he goes,
you can't lose, man.
He definitely has the social media stories.
You're already winning the car stone. So that's you already got 50% of that done.
Oh yeah, big time. I hope we get 100,000 followers by the end of the year.
I believe it. I'm following everything that y'all do from now on.
Oh yeah.
I know that guy, man. I know little Chris.
All right, that's it for questions. So
thank you, man. Nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, nice to meet you too.
Okay.
So
that was awesome. First, I have to say that was awesome.
Ever since we've launched the show, we've had especially video. I don't know if we done. I can't remember if we done when we used to be audio, because we launched the show in 2020.
Yeah.
And we first 8 months or first 10 months was audio. Mm-hmm. And because October we launched video, but ever since video, I think he's been on every show.
Wow.
But there might have been a few times where he might have been sick, but for the most part, he's been on almost every show.
That's
he loves it.
And that just made that's just so cool.
So he's got the chit chat with Brian Latrobe from the Backstreet Boys.
Wow.
Randy Travis.
Wow.
Sarah. Well, I don't think he was on for the Sarah Evans one. But Walker Hayes.
Wow. The thing I love about it is that he's used to success. Like this won't be a big deal to him when he's 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you tell him that you can't do something, he can't understand that. Yeah.
Right.
It just
does things get done, Chris. How many times people told us growing up we couldn't do things, right? And depending on how you took it.
I remember when we because I was struggling with this show and with the audience, as I've told you. Yeah. And I love the show. I love what I do. I love chit-chatting with people in the entertainment industry. But I couldn't get nothing to move. And I'll never forget, all the gurus kept talking about you have to niche down. But I'm an entertainment interview show. I can't niche down because I interview people from country music, rock music, film, TV. So I can't really niche down. I remember October 15th of 22, I'm driving by this car show. And I was doing shorts and all. I was just throwing mud at the wall. I mean, I was doing everything I could. So I was like, let's stop here and let's get some content for the Chris and Sandy show just to throw up there. Right. And I'll never forget the next day, October 16th, I'm looking through my phone and looking at the content. I was like, I wonder if this is what I've been waiting for. And because I was like, because I was heavy into the car stuff from age 16 to 24. So it wasn't like this was new. I mean, this was what I've loved it for years.
Yes.
And so that's when it started. I'll never forget talking on Facebook and all that about all this that's going on at the very beginning. And so many people have said, I'm stupid. I'm this, I'm that. It'll never work. I'm in over my head. I've heard it all. None of those people are saying any of that now.
No, you don't hear from them now. They will not say I was wrong. My bad. I'm sorry. I was wrong. You won't hear. I think the key to success is when you push through that. Because for the longest, that kept me from moving forward. I still can remember in my head people telling, you got to watch what you say to kids. You know, because there were people saying, man, you'll never, you're an idiot.
Because if you tell them they can't do something, then they'll eventually believe that.
Yes. No, it took me, I still to this day fight that. Because that was one of the first things that they told me is like, you just, it's not going to be much of nothing. Mm-hmm. And so every time I get to a point where I'm trying to break through, I still go.
You still go through that. Yeah. That's like, I still fight and I'm getting better now, but I'll never forget, because I've been through a lot of crime and all that when I was younger. And so from addictions to jail to everything.
Yes. It all goes together.
And I remember I've gotten in so much trouble in the Savannah area that years ago, my dad, now he's passed on now, and he was a great dad at the end, but he used to tell me, he says, you'll probably never accomplish anything until you move out of Savannah. There's too much here.
Right.
And I believe part of me was that philosophy got dug in me.
Yes.
And I never succeeded.
Right.
Because I held myself back. All those years.
And it's subliminal. You don't even realize that you're doing it to yourself. You don't even, it's part of your core. And it's hard to flush that out. Yeah. I mean, I said all the way. So I made sure as a kid, I've got a son and a daughter. From the time they were babies, I was telling them how great they are and that they can do anything in the world. And I love them conditionally. And we still have that relationship. It's funny. Right before I came on, I had an hour conversation with my daughter about some stuff she's going through. It's just like, I can talk and we literally can talk about anything. There's nothing that because I need her to know that I'm there for her no matter what it is. Yeah. Is what I didn't have. And they don't believe that there's anything they can't do.
That's awesome.
And it's really, but say the same with you. I see, your son feels the exact same way because you remember what it's like to not have that.
Yeah. Like I remember a lot of people. This is something else I've learned through this journey. And I'll be honest, I've grown so much writing the book because I'm at like 66,000 words right now in the book.
Wow.
I'm at that to the last chapter. Right. And but something I've learned as I'm writing the book is most people they want to cover their past pain.
Yes.
So they can get through it. Where I want to share the past pain so I don't repeat it.
Yeah. And I don't think you get through it by covering it.
You don't.
I think it always follows.
Eventually, believe me, eventually, I don't care who you are, it comes out.
Yes, you've got to get rid of it. You've got to regurgitate.
You will always bleed on other people.
Yes. Hurt people.
Yep.
And I was going to ask you, was writing the book cathartic to you? But was it? Did it?
God! If nobody never reads it, it's done more for me.
Saved you a lot of money on a couch, right? On a $150 an hour listening to I say this at every show. Like, I'm so glad I do these shows when I do my original stuff, because it keeps me from spending $150 with Dr. Johnson, who I used to go see all the time. So now I can just get in front of y'all and spill it all, and I feel better. And it's that's got to be a really good when you start opening up and writing down things that you've gone through. I'm sure you're starting to remember stuff that you thought you had forgotten.
Oh yeah, and see, to be honest with you, this wasn't the first time I've done this. About 5, 6, 7 years ago, I just felt like I needed to write my story out, not for a book at that time, but just to write it out. So I sat down there for 30 days and I wrote 50,000 words of my story.
Wow.
And I'll never forget. I always tell people, I believe, in my opinion, that every person, I don't care if you're writing a book, this part don't matter. I believe that every person should sit down and think back to the first moment, not the first happy moment, the first sad moment that they can think, however young that is, and start from there, and just write your story from there and make it a minimum of 50,000 words. And here's why. because if it's not 50,000 words, you'll write the good, you'll write the bad, but you won't write the ugly.
Wow. Yes.
But when you get to about 40,000, 35, 40,000 words, you'll start writing the ugly.
Yeah, because you're running out of stuff, nice stuff to say. You're like, okay.
And then you'll learn, wow, that led to that, which led to that, which, oh, that's why I did that. Oh, that's why. And you'll start connecting so many dots. And see, although I've already done that, this new book, the book I'm actually writing is a little different. I didn't go back and pull any of that. I was like, you know what? I've grown since then.
Yes.
So I'm going to write from my perspective now based on how I look back.
That's awesome.
And
I need to start writing stuff down just to write them down. A lot of people have told me that.
And I know some people are against this, but I don't care. I use AI to help me. Because it is, again, so what I do is I will write 1,000 words in my, and then I will have, I've already fed AI a lot of who I am. I fed it tons of articles I've written. So that way, then I will sit there and have it say, okay, here's 1,000 words of the book. Now fix the grammars, fix it, and keep it in my raw tone.
Right.
And then it'll fix it. And so although it fixes it, it's still my word.
Yeah, no, that's just saving yourself time.
I treat it like because again, I remember years ago I wrote for an online marriage magazine, and I'll never forget. I'd send articles in, and Cindy and I would pull it up when they come out, and we'd read it. We're like, and I look at it, and I'm like, that's not what I wrote, but it's like it made me look good, but it was still my words.
Right, it didn't change what you were saying.
They just edited what I said, and that's how I treat AI.
Yeah,
I want my words, but for it to fix it so that it can sound better, so that because I know what I need to say, I know what I want to say. It helps me say it.
Yes, but it's still you saying it.
Exactly.
And it doesn't change the genuine person that you are.
That's because I don't let it write for me. I do the writing.
Learn that. I got a friend of mine, and she's like, you need to. My father gave me an award, so I wanted to write a speech.
Yeah,
thanking him. So she's like, well, just tell him who you are, and what you want to do, and it'll do it and say, okay, now fix it. Tell you want to talk more about this. It's like, okay, do you want to be funny on this? Do you want to be real? And tell him, okay, me and my dad weren't really close growing up. And it came back, and as I chopped it down and narrowed it down, it was me.
Yep.
All through it, it just fixed it and made it where I'm like, okay, I never would have written it like this, but this is exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. So and the great thing about it is when you're speaking, it's even better because you still got to perform the speech. So
yes.
AI's not doing it. So even if
even if going, well, thank you, Father, I do it.
So it's not like AI did that. You still spoke it.
Yes.
Like with presidents and politicians, when they do their big speeches, they don't write that. Somebody else writes it.
Yeah. And they reach off of a teleprompter.
Yeah. And so it's just like, a lot of the commentary shows on TV, they're all, I recently learned this. I always thought the main people, they did their own jokes. They don't. I didn't know that. It took me
a while to realize that most of these people have joke writers. Yeah. I had no idea.
So I'm like, well, what's the difference?
Other people.
If you're getting AI to help you, what's the difference?
Right. No, there is none. It's the same suit.
Now, if you're making AI write everything for you, now that's a whole different ballgame. That's something I don't do, and I don't think anybody should.
Well, I think if you do that, eventually
you'll be found out.
Yeah, and I was about to say that, but I don't even know if "found out" is the right word. It's just it'll be, what I mean?
You'll be exposed.
Yeah, you'll be exposed. It's like this is you. You're not, and people don't like to be fooled. Like they don't mind you getting help, but they don't like it when that's not even you.
Exactly.
That's one thing I've learned about being original and being really honest with people. People appreciate it, man. When you're vulnerable, they really do. It just takes a lot to get there because you have to have a thin skin and a thick skin all at the same time. Yeah, depending on the situation you're in.
Let's look 20 years down the road, and let's say you're a success on whatever scale you feel you're there. You're there. You're where you need to be. What do you hope you never forget along that journey?
Peace comes from inside. No matter what you do, your peace comes from you. I don't ever want to lose my peace. I have to always watch.
I used to argue with people, not anymore. It's like, you know what?
Hey man, one of the things I've learned is I'd rather be happy than to be right.
Because I'm like, if you believe the sky is green, it's green.
Have at it. That's your perspective. Have at it. Yeah. I mean, I literally don't give people permission. And it's even deeper than that with me. I don't want to chase things that have no substance. So when I get them and I'm still empty, now I don't know what to do. The whole point in life is to be at peace and to make a difference in other people's lives. That's the only reason we're here. So there's a part that I say all the time. I just want people to see God when they see me.
Exactly.
I want them to. That's what I never want to forget. Whose I am. And so that would be 20 years from now. I would hopefully someone said, "Man, that dude, I saw God every time I saw him. He was a good guy." I want to make a difference.
Love that. So as we close out here, I always like to end on the same question. What advice would you give that person that wants to do what you do?
It's got to be who you are, not what you do. Because if it's what you do, you'll probably change it because it's going to get hard. And it's going to be a time when you want to give up, but you can't give up on who you are. But it's not for everybody. I mean, and that's the reality of it. It's just not for everybody. But if that's who you are, then just go for it and know that the rough parts are the parts that are going to make you grow. The grass only grows when it rains. It don't really grow in the sunshine. So there will be rain, but that's what I would say. Just keep going forward, keep pushing. And if that's who you are, then don't stop.
I love that. Great final parting words there. We definitely enjoyed having you on. You're always welcome to come back.
Thank you so much, man. That you guys are the coolest. This is more fun. I haven't had this much fun in a long time. It seemed like I've been on here for 10 minutes. So tell Chris and Sandy I said hello and goodbye and thank you for everything.
Okay, the recording.